Oh, welcome back. This is the Darth Walls and Bourbon series of not very good whiskey reviews. I was just studying up on my Like a Sir Scotch reviews because that's what I'll be recording next, but not tonight. So tonight we'll be visiting a Kentucky distillery that is a distillery, but most all of their good products that people love and are highly sought after are all sourced. But it's a great whiskey. This one is. I think a lot of their stuff is well deserved. We're going to jump straight into it though. So this one has a lot of history. You can read all about it. There's a whole bunch of things you can look into. There's actually a lot of interesting things you can look into. But we're just here to do quick, not very good reviews on good bourbon or whiskey or scotch, etc. So anyway, welcome back. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, blah, 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 all that stuff. Get to the point. All right, we're going with Bombergers Declaration. So this comes from the Michters Distillery. Michters, all of their really good stuff is not actually their stuff. It's all sourced, which was news to me semi-recently, surprisingly. But anyway, this is Bombergers, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bombergers Declaration, small batch whiskey, 108 proof, 54% ABV. This one is 2023 release. I'm trying to remember. Honoring American whiskey tradition. So the quick version is there was a distillery called Michters Distillery that then changed their name to Bombergers Distillery. I think in some capacity both Foreman and Beam were involved in that process or in that distillery, which was in Pennsylvania. But then it since closed, got bought, thrown around a couple times. Ultimately, apparently, Michters then took over that place, but then closed. But then Michters now obviously has a distillery in Louisville. But like I said, all their stuff is sourced, so this is probably not their juice, but it is delicious. Spoiler. So Shanks and Bombergers are their two like kind of off-brand releases from Michters, if you will. The Bombergers is a little higher proof. The Shanks is usually like 91 proof or 92 proof, somewhere around there. It's lower proof. It's actually very good as well. I think it's aged on chinkapin or something like that. It's some like exotic oak. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, Bombergers. Let's get into it. But this one is for the most part kind of more highly sought after of the two. Blah 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 blah. We're using an aged in ore neat glass tonight. They don't sponsor this. I don't get any kickback, but aged in ore makes good glassware. So if you're looking for some new glassware, or you're like me and just like to try a bunch of different types, aged in ore is definitely worth a try. Plus they make little cool carrying cases, little travel flasks with a carrying case. So it's really cool for if you travel or you want to take it on vacation without taking like a whole bottle of stuff, etc. Anyway, nose is great. If you know Michters products, their nose is probably some of the best in the game as far as I'm concerned. I think all of their noses, for the most part, knock it out of the park. Any of their limited releases, Michters 10, Rye Bourbon, Michters 20. I've not had the opportunity to try Michters 25. Don't know if I will, but Michters 20 is excellent. Thanks, Jay. And thanks, Adam, for your birthday that we got celebration pours. But the nose is excellent. I mean, it's like subtle but sweet, caramely but oaky. And this is not age stated as far as I know. I don't know exactly what's in it. I'm sure you could do some digging and come up with a better idea. But the nose is very good. It's very Michters, if that makes sense. Let me look. I wanted to look at one thing. Oh no, this one. So I take that back so that certain people don't say I don't know what I'm talking about. This is the one that's aged in chinkapin. blah, 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 blah. Layered complexity due to a portion of the bourbon being aged in chinkapin oak. Chinkapin oak utilized for aging was naturally air-dried, seasoned for 3 years before being toasted and charred to the exacting specifications of our master maturation, Andrea Wilson. Master of maturation, Andrea Wilson. In addition, some malted rye was used in production of this bourbon. This is a bold and rich whiskey featuring its signature fruit and spice coupled with rich molasses and a complex lingering finish that gives you something to savor. That's directly from the Michters website. So, but yeah, I knew one of them was Chinkapin Oak. I couldn't remember if it was Shanks or Bombergers. But I've been a huge fan of this one. I've liked all years I've tried. The Shanks is also very solid, but the Shanks, I thought the 2023 was a big strikeout. It just, nah, pass. But let's try this one. Oh shit, sorry guys. Cheers, get a little look at it. Nice little dark, I mean like it said, mahogany color. It's nice. I don't know what to say. It's just so good. Got a nice finish, nice kind of tingly finish. Not overpowering, not overly bold, not overly subtle. It kind of lingers a bit, so it's definitely, like I said, it's not an overly not complex, not an overly long, bold finish, but it's still here. Like it's still holding on. It's certainly enjoyable. It's just fresh. Is fresh a good word? Like it's a very fresh tasting whiskey. Got a nice mouthfeel. Like I said, there's no age statement to my knowledge. And this is also, so it is bourbon, but there was some, like I mentioned, there is some rye mixed in there. I don't know if it changes year to year or not. Don't come here for facts. Don't come here for history. Come here just to watch some dumbass drink some whiskey and say if it's good or not. Thank you for watching. There is a little bit of like a nutty, not a lot, not like super, but there's a little bit in there, but definitely some kind of caramel, your kind of classic bourbon notes. Kind of a sweet something else that's not quite caramel, don't know. But it's very, very pleasant. If you get a chance to try Michters 10 Rye, Michters 10 Bourbon, Bombergers, Shanks, they all have great noses, or Michters 20 especially. But they all have excellent noses, regardless of their flavor, taste, palate, finish, etc. But I enjoy all of them just the same. Not just the same, but they're all very good. Anyway, let's take another sip. Very, very good. I think the first sip had a little bit more to it, a little more complex. It was also my first sip of bourbon tonight. It was my first sip of whiskey in general in a few days. But like I said, the finish still kind of sits, lingers, a little tingly, but very, very pleasant. But it's kind of just there. It's not bold. It's not overpowering. Just kind of subtly there, but lingering. Very, very pleasant. Good. I don't have much more to say. I'm not good with notes. Like I said, I kind of do this just for fun, to fill the time, and because it's an excuse to drink bourbon. So I'll keep this one short and sweet. Thanks for watching. Bombergers 2023. I think this is, it used to be about $80. I think it's now about 110, 120, maybe more. I think anything under 150-ish is probably fair for it. It's pretty solid for Bomberger specifically. This one I got, I think, in a trade. I can't remember for sure. I think I traded for it or bought it at cost from a friend, one or the other. But I'm very happy with this. Bombergers is a great absolute buy if you get an opportunity, in my opinion. I would say this gets a score of about, I would say it's a solid 7.9. I think this is very good. It's not going to be the best bourbon you've ever had, but is it worth getting as an annual release if you get an opportunity to? Absolutely. Yeah, so I would say 7.9 overall. Probably changes. It definitely will change year to year. So it looks like, quickly looking, it looks like there was a 2018, 2020, 2022. I'm sorry, 2018. Yeah, so since 2018 to now, 2023, there's been an annual release of this. And it's generally always 108 proof, very solid. I like it a lot. The Shanks, on the other hand, that's a 90, it's between 90 and 92 proof. So it's lower proof, but I think it has great complexity. It has a great flavor and a great finish for being that low of proof. But it turns a lot of people off. I will say the 2023 offering, pass. You know, if you have one, trade it. Or if you've had previous ones and liked it, and you have a 23 that you haven't opened, pass. Trade that shit. It's very okay, in my opinion. But the Bombergers, still a hit, still great. Michters knocks it out of the park. I'm a Michters fanboy. And anyway, I'll wrap this shit up. But Bombergers, goodbye. There it is, 2023. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want me to try in the future. But I think the next video, I'll be delving back into Leicester Scotch. Because I've been drinking a little more Scotch lately. And I've forgotten how good Scotch is. Especially for being much lower proof as a whole than bourbon. And it just, there's so much more going on pretty much all Scotch. So anyway, I'll leave on that hot take. Have a great night, day, morning, whatever time you're watching this. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time on Darth Walls and Bourbon. Later.